and welcome back to my channel. You can see the bikes here, are about to make our journey, 183-kilometer journey across mountains to Vang Vieng. I am so excited and the weather is beautiful, like the perfect day for driving. So hopefully get a nice tan on the way. I'll show you the blue skies. We're leaving a bit later than we should have because Dave put washing in and with the hostel and it wasn't ready for when we wanted to leave this morning, so it's quite late actually now, but it should take about hopefully 5-6 hours. Morning Becca! Hiya! Here's the team! Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hello! We've been driving for like 2.5 hours. We are currently right in the clouds, so you can't really see anything. We managed to find some food, so we're having a little food break. It's freezing. Completely underestimated how cold it would be in these mountains. It's beautiful though. It's been one of the most beautiful journeys I think I've ever done. Yeah. It's just constant up and down and the bikes are struggling a little bit. Like Dave's bike has him and Becky on and it keeps cutting out up the mountains. But then we were told not to take the bikes out of the province, which we definitely have done. But yeah, all good so far. So we have had a very eventful half an hour. First of all, Dave's bike breaks down halfway up the mountain at the highest point of our journey and we can't get going. Then his brakes fail. When he finally gets it going downhill, his brakes fail and I see him trying to stop the bike with his feet. And then, I can't believe this one, I'm halfway down the hill. I'm halfway down the hill and all of a sudden they all disappear. So I drive back up and it's like panic stations because Dave has obviously put his helmet down and got a massive like inch thick furry caterpillar and it's like been in his helmet stabbing his scalp with little hairs. Still alive.
Yeah, just about.
Like, and we're still not at Vang Vieng. We're still not there after like 4 hours. But 70 kilometers to go.
See you then.
See you. Vang Vieng. Hello. There's a reason I'm talking to you just with my eyes because just after I last filmed on the camera and we were having such a brilliant time on the bike and Dave didn't die from the caterpillar. I fell off my bike and I landed on my nose. And then Becca was going like 2 miles an hour and her bike just went out from under her. We just decided that these roads just aren't safe. Like I would not advise doing the journey on a bike, especially if you've never rode one before. Like we've been riding our bikes for 3 months and we're pretty good at it, and we just had all sorts of problems. And it's not, it's, you know, even if you have a problem with the bike, you're halfway up a mountain, there is nothing that can be done about it. We still had a lovely day. We said we wouldn't, we're glad we did it because we can say we did it and that we tried it. However, we're gonna have to somehow find some way of getting the bikes on like either a bus or a minivan or something, because we've said we're not going to drive home. It's just not for us. There was just too many problems. Yeah, we are in our new apartment now and it is beautiful. We treated ourselves to this luxury like villa and it's very, very nice, but the outside is more impressive. But we actually arrived when it was dark, so we don't actually know what it looks like yet, but we're gonna get some dinner and we're all in good spirits and we're looking forward to the rest of our trip in Laos. Okay, so it is a new day here in Laos. We have had like a little bit of bad luck in the sense of like we had all the issues with the bikes, like Dave's won't start at all now, so we can't really use them. However, we have managed to sort out transportation for us and the bikes to get back to Luang Prabang without us having to drive them there, which seems impossible at this moment in time. The place we're staying in now is absolutely gorgeous. There's some cows just down there and this is our lodge here. You can see Becky in the window. I'll give you a little tour. This is only like £25 for I think 3 nights, £25 each for 3 nights.
I might take...
Hello. Hello. So this is our view from our balcony. Strut, 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 strut. Okay, so yesterday when we were on our way to the Blue Lagoons, Becca started to feel a bit not well. So we had to take her to the hospital for an IV. The hospital was an interesting experience. Yeah. It was a bit
underdeveloped.
Yeah, it was probably dirtier than a toilet in like a train station.
It's okay, there was only some used cotton wool and places.
Like 4 people used the bed next to Becca and they didn't clean it once in between.
And a used needle on the floor, but what's used needles between friends?
Lagoons part 2 today. Hopefully we get there successfully.
So Ellie's left her camera at the ATM. This is where she left it. It's back there. See if she notices. Where did you leave this, Ellie?
Where did you in the ATM?
At the top of the ATM.
I even thought to myself going in, do not leave the camera in the ATM. Thanks, Becca. keeping my cuts dry and the heavens open. I'm actually You're a little bit wet there, Becca. We are back in gorgeous Luang Prabang. In typical our luck in Vang Vieng, our private minivan showed up and it was a tuk-tuk, and we just couldn't believe it. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning and our private minivan to carry us and the bikes back was a tuk-tuk, which we soon realised once the bikes went on we weren't even going to fit on it. But luckily the guy had a friend who drives a proper minivan with leather seats and air conditioning, and we ended up getting 4 seats on that, the last 4 seats on that. And actually it's got us back 3 hours quicker than the tuk-tuk. The tuk-tuk's 3 hours behind us. So we have got the whole day now in Luang Prabang, way longer than we thought. So it's actually worked out better, although it was another $10 more expensive. It's a bit loud here, but yeah, very happy to be back here, safe and sound. Okay, so as you saw yesterday, we got back to a lovely Luang Prabang. Please do not take it from my lack of footage and like our opinions of Vang Vieng, like how nice it is. It is lovely in Vang Vieng. We did have a really nice time. We were just kind of restricted on what we could do. Like we couldn't do the tubing because we all had like cuts and stuff. Definitely try it. I would definitely advise getting the private minivan there, not the bus or scooters. We took the bikes back to the place we rented them and they didn't say anything about all the scratches and all the marks on them, and we got our money back, no problem, and our passports back, so all fine there. Today we are going to the waterfall, which is one of the most popular attractions you can do in Luang Prabang. You can do it as like part of kayaking and part of tours. We just hired a tuk-tuk for 200,000 kip, so 50 each. And yeah, there's a bear sanctuary on the way up with rescued bears, so we are really excited for today. our last sunset, we have decided to get a private slow boat, which you can see is a very long and slow boat for sunset, and it's beautiful. I'll show you.